Hello, everyone. It's Thursday, October the 26th. We've got some guests that are joining me today. Our Chief of Staff, Brian Abraham, and others if need be. But I'm going to try to get through this as quickly as we can. But, President Joe Biden has asked that we lower our flags to half staff, for the folks that we just lost at Lewiston, Maine. I think, this has been another mass shooting that's happened, and I think there's been 26 people killed, a lot of people injured and everything, but tough stuff, just tough stuff. I really don't know all the particulars here and everything, but it is absolutely disgraceful in a lot of ways with me. But so what we've done is we've moved forward, and we've moved forward quickly in regard to this. But today I'm thrilled to announce a $3.8 million grant and that is funding, for opportunities for West Virginia's seniors at our senior centers. The net of the whole thing is, through COVID and everything, we had a lot of Fed dollars come in, and we had more and more people taking advantage of meals and different things at our senior centers. And then all of a sudden, the Fed dollars dry up, and then we've got people that are on a wait list of all things. Well, when I heard about this, there's no way. There's no way we're going to, have people go hungry and everything. So this, we found, in the system, we found dollars that we can use for this and everything, and we're gonna try as best we possibly can to always take care of our people and everything, and so that's what these dollars are going to be for. I have appointed Jeffrey R. Stevens to represent the 6th District, which serves Marshall County in the House of Delegates, and Jeff Stevens replaces Charlie Reynolds, who resigned earlier this month. I just got through from Rampage Elementary School, at Boone County, Game Changers, 5th school in Boone County that Game Changers has entered and has gotten into, and from that standpoint, the place just packed with kids and everything. They were all dressed up in their Halloween costumes, and honestly, all you've got to do, all in the world you've got to do to see how we're doing in West Virginia and the goodness all around us, go to a school. Go to a school and just spend some time there. Honestly, it's always the best part of the day for me. As far as Ramage, elementary school, what a job they're doing, what a job the teachers are doing, how much love there is in the room from the standpoint of how much the kids love their teachers and respect the administrators and everything. It's just great stuff. So to all those there and everything, I really appreciate the day, and to Game Changers, thanks for all you're doing in trying to at least bring real awareness that is really going to put a dent in this opioid situation and all the terrible effects of drugs that get into our kids and get into our adults as well. So a big day, and a big day in Boone County. So we just got back. We do appreciate all the folks having us there. From the standpoint of the Governor's Almost Heaven art exhibition and everything, we are asking for a postcard to show your artwork, and to illustrate the magic of stargazing at your favorite West Virginia state park or public lands. So please send those in. They're open to all students from K through 12, and the winning entry will later be used by the Department of Tourism to personally invite travelers to the state of West Virginia. It's just great stuff and everything, but please get your artwork in and everything, on a postcard and of West Virginia Park or public lands, illustrating stargazing at your favorite park or public land. From the standpoint of Kathy and all the good stuff that they're doing with communities and schools, all these incredible dogs that they've placed in schools that are therapy dogs that are doing phenomenal work and helping our kids and helping them get through, maybe difficult days and just helping them become better and better and better students. So this year's theme, is going to be called Deck the Halls with Doggy Paws, and it's celebrating West Virginia's cherished canine companions. And it's going to be this holiday season is approaching. I'm excited to announce this for Kathy, and so get your, I'm going to read. I guess I'm going to read on here. It says, the First Lady really loves this initiative because it brings out our most creative students from all around the state. We encourage students to draw inspiration from the Friends with Paws school therapy dogs and our beloved pet baby dog as well as they create their own ornaments. In January 2024, the 4 winning ornaments will be donated to the West Virginia State Museum, where they will become part of a permanent collection. And again, the holiday season is approaching, and I'm excited to announce the 2023 First Lady Student Ornament Competition. And here's another one right here. This is the artistry competition. We've done this over and over and everything. This year's theme is celebrating Christmas in West Virginia. The goal is to show what makes Christmas truly special in this great state. Artists are encouraged to find inspiration in our state symbols, West Virginia landmarks, or their favorite holiday memories when creating ornaments. The deadline for submitting these is November the 17th. And, like I said, the First Lady and the Department of Arts, Culture, and History invite all West Virginians and artists to participate by creating a handcrafted ornament. Okay, here's something about WVU and a basketball player that we would love to see playing, at West Virginia. But Raekwon Battle has absolutely been denied a waiver request and everything to allow him to play. And, from the standpoint of, I'm a coach and I'm involved with a lot of kids and especially been involved with a lot of athletes over many, many years. I coached high school boys basketball. I coached a men's semi-pro team for a while. Truly, kids have, so many pressures today. From what I understand from the coaches at WVU, this kid needs to play basketball. He needs it really bad, and they're worried about him. So from this standpoint, I'm going to write a letter to the NCAA requesting that they reconsider this decision because we want him to play here, and he loves being here. And absolutely, I'm going to do everything I possibly can to at least try to convince them to reconsider their decision. Okay, we've got more waterfalls that are available to you, on this waterfall trail. The 2 that are listed now that are coming on are Cranberry Creek Cascades and the Little White Stick Falls. They're both in Raleigh County. You can get more information on that and follow that through with tourism and everything. West Virginia abounds in waterfalls, and they're beautiful beyond belief, and we want you to go to as many as you possibly can. You've heard a whole lot about our fall foliage report. It's the 4th week in October. Probably now we're shifting, well, I'm going to read this to you. The latest update from the West Virginia Department of Tourism confirms this season is among the best in recent memory, and the Northern Panhandle is currently at its peak. Okay, we dedicated or cut a ribbon at the dedication of a new veterans nursing facility in Beckley, West Virginia. It's going to be called the Charles Calvin Rogers Veterans Nursing Facility in Beckley, West Virginia, and it overlooks where you can see the Raleigh County Civic Center and the Beckley Little League fields. This man, the accomplishments of Charles Calvin Rogers are unbelievable. If you'll just think about it and everything, he is a Medal of Honor recipient, and we lost him a few years back, but he obtained the rank of general, and so I don't know how we could have selected anyone more fitting than Charles Calvin Rogers. So this is going to be a 120-bed facility, and I've said it 10,000 times, but we owe everything we have in this life to those that gave the ultimate sacrifice, those that served us and are our veterans, and those that are in the active military today. So good stuff. I always say they ask so little and they've given so much, but boy, it is really true. But nevertheless, I've really pushed hard for this for a long time, and finally we've got it across the finish line. Okay, this kid here is doing it, but Tyson Badgett is really lighting it up, and Darnell Wright are both starting now for the Chicago Bears. I just think it's really, really, really special when you're reading about two kids, one that played at Martinsburg, the other played at Huntington, and good gracious sakes of living, they continue to make their way, and a lot of people may have thought, well, they're not going to quite make it or whatever it may be, and they're showing off, and they're showing off for all of us. And another West Virginian, Ken Kendrick, Ken is the owner of the Arizona Diamondbacks, and I texted him after Game 6, and basically he texted me back, and here's what he said. He said, we're a group of overachievers, and we're really excited about all that's happening. That's after they won Game 6 to tie it up and everything, and but Ken has been a great West Virginian, and forevermore he's a good friend, and I congratulate him beyond belief. My text I sent back was, it's always so much more fun to be with overachievers, and it's ever so true. But Ken, way to go, and congratulations. What a big thrill. I mean, that's all there is to it. But that's all I've got. So Ken, from Princeton and everybody in West Virginia, congratulations, and Tyson and Darnell, way to go.
All right, thank you, Governor. Let's now go to questions from the media. First up, Charles Young with WV News.
Charles Young with WV News. Governor, I was wondering if you could give us a little bit of information about the rationale behind transitioning the COVID dashboard to what is now the respiratory dashboard. And I know that, the dashboard stopped being published on the 11th, but going forward, are we going to publish weekly COVID deaths? There are monthly deaths within the dashboard, but I can't find any more granular level information than that. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to have to turn down the volume a little bit, CJ, because I think I got it, but no, maybe somebody needs to tell me one more time. But Charles, if basically what you're saying is we're transitioning out of COVID into other respiratory diseases on our dashboard and everything. Charles, I would say this. I would say that COVID hadn't left us. I mean, that's all there is to it. And at the end of the day, I really, really believe that we ought to continue at least to make reference to where we stand or what's happening in regard to COVID. But really, if you really step back from it, you know, the flu is tough stuff as well. And so we want to update you from time to time. We'll do it probably on a weekly basis and everything, or a bi-weekly basis. And maybe, Brian, you heard Charles better than I, and you're out there. Maybe if you can update us a little bit better.
Yes, Charles, it's our understanding that DHHR health officials made the determination to add RSV and flu to the overall dashboard and do a combined respiratory illness dashboard. I think they're still trying to make some adjustments that would include the data the governor's talking about, which would be breaking out each one. I'm not sure that that's made it on there yet, but that was a decision made by health officials to, they think, best accurately depict where West Virginia currently stands.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Charles. Let's now go to Jess Mancini with the Parkersburg News and Sentinel.
Everybody, thanks for taking my question. Governor, kind of changed things up a little bit. You alluded to this earlier in your briefing, but if you were gonna sneak out of the office without the boss seeing you after this briefing to go on a tour of fall foliage, where would you go? Thank you.
Well, you know, I'd probably go to the lower elevations, you know, if I were to you know, try to sneak away and everything and go, but I go every day. I mean, I'm all across this state every day. You know, today we were down in Boone County, and to be perfectly honest, there was a little creek there. I don't know exactly what the name of the creek was and everything. And right across, you know, the reflection off the water is just spectacular. All you've got to do, you know, and I've said it 10,000 times, but all you've got to do to see miracles all around you is just look, just watch and look, you know, but all across, you know, at our higher elevations, we've probably lost a lot of our leaves by now, but at our lower elevations across our state and everything, and you can pick up maps anywhere on that and everything, I'm sure the color is still unbelievable. I mean, I think it was yesterday, and I'll try to get them to put it up and everything before I'm done, but yesterday there was a sugar maple, you know, and I was actually, believe it or not, I was running a combine, picking our National Corn Growers Yield Test. And I looked, and not far away, there's a little pond there, and there was a sugar maple there, and the reflection in the water was spectacular. I took a picture of it. I'll try to get it up and everything, but like I said, just look. I mean, for God's sakes a living, this state is so spectacular, it's off the chart. All you got to do is just look. 4 of the greatest seasons on the planet. I mean, that's why we're becoming more and more and more popular, amongst other things.
All right. Thank you, Jess. Let's now go to Amelia Farrell-Nicely with West Virginia Watch. Amelia, can you hear us? All right, we'll come back if we can. Let's now go to Brad McElhaney with West Virginia Metro News.
Hi, Governor. I actually have a two-part question. So hopefully you can get your whiteboard ready so you can remember what the first one was by the time I finish with the second. The state is now being strongly criticized in 2 separate federal lawsuits. One over conditions in the corrections system, the other in conditions over the foster care system, about purging emails that might have been evidence. What the heck? The second question is, the state of West Virginia is involved in a federal lawsuit over conditions in the corrections system. One question lawyers in the case want to know is why, given the staffing emergency, the overcrowded conditions, and the backlog of deferred maintenance, why would the administration decide to attribute $28 million in COVID-related expenses correction system, draw that down from CARES Act funding, then send $28 million to gifts and grants controlled by the governor. Of the 28 million, $10 million eventually went toward funding Marshall University's new baseball stadium. Your lawyers contend you shouldn't have to take sworn testimony about that issue, but can you tell me what the reasoning was? Thank you.
Now, Brad, I'm going to defer to Brian, my chief of staff, but I think, and this is kind of breaking up and everything, I think you asked, why we wouldn't want me to give sworn testimony. Well, listen, first of all, I would welcome anyone at any time to swear me into doing sworn testimony. But we just don't want to just do something that is an absolute teetotal waste of time over something that I don't know anything about. And there's no point in going in and sitting there and letting someone grandstand so they can get their name in the newspaper, some lawyer, so they can get their name in the paper and everything, to basically haul the governor in there to have the governor say, I don't know anything about this, and I can't help you with anything. I can say that right now, and if that be the case, and that's what we need to do, that'll make people feel better and be happier and everything, I'll be glad to do it. Now, Brian, maybe you can answer the rest of the question.
Sure. Thank you, Governor. Brad, with respect to your first question talking about the deleted emails, until the lawsuit started and there was a FOIA for emails from the Department of Corrections, this administration was unaware that there was a policy in place at the Office of Technology to delete the emails of employees who left employment with the state of West Virginia. So there's no basis whatsoever for any allegation that emails were intentionally deleted from any agency. As it turns out, across the board, this was a policy not put in place by this administration, but long before this administration, down within the Office of Technology. We were unaware of it. It had never come up. As they asked for these emails in this lawsuit, we became aware that Betsy Jividen, having left the Office of Corrections, that her emails had been deleted. It's my understanding that they recovered many of those emails by just searching for other people who had either sent or received emails from her. It's an unfortunate incident. We're not sure when the policy started and by who. We continue to investigate that. But let me be very, very clear. No one in this administration sought to have any emails deleted in any agency. It is bigger than the Department of Corrections. It was a policy that went across state government, and it's something we have already corrected. There was an attorney who was aware of the litigation, could have stopped that deletion, and they failed to do so. That action has been corrected as well. With respect to your second part of your question, talking about the reallocation of money, that's not really, that's an allegation in a lawsuit, but sadly that's nothing more than a regurgitation of a story in the Charleston Gazette. The simple fact of the matter is that money that came back in through COVID and was redirected to the gifts and grants, it went to not only Marshall, but other economic development projects. The money would not have done anything regarding the salary items at the regional jails or at the prisons, because that was one-time money. It would have done nothing for the budget, and tens of millions have already been allocated for deferred maintenance to our regional jails. Also during COVID, we put tens of millions of CARES money into our regional jails to make up for medical contracts. So again, that was a story in the Gazette that sadly that lawyer took as true and included it in a lawsuit. I'm sure it's going to, as the evidence portrays out in that case, everyone's going to finally see what the truth is, but we'll have to wait till we get our day in court for that.
All right, thank you, Brad. Governor, back to you.
Okay, well, like I said, I think, from the standpoint of, I guess we could congratulate Jeff Stevens and everything, and welcome him into the House of Delegates. That's great stuff. Yeah, I want you to remember Ramage Elementary, what a day, and what incredible kids, incredible, staff and everything. The teachers were fabulous and everything. remember all the stuff that the First Lady has out and everything. And I'm just trying to run back through real quick. Oh, super congratulations again to all those in the Charles Calvin Rogers family and everything. Rightfully so. We've named our new veterans facility and everything in Beckley his name, and from the standpoint of Darnell and Tyson, that are starting for the Chicago Bears, and Ken Kendrick and all the good stuff, that we have, that we've got going on with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And as West Virginians, we need to pull real hard for the Arizona Diamondbacks. But nevertheless, from the standpoint, I think it was Jeff that asked the question, about just getting outside, and where's the best place to go and where would I go? Well, this is where I was yesterday, Jeff, and I think we got the picture. Like I said, I was on the combine picking corn, but that's the picture right there, and I just looked at it and said, my gosh, how's it getting better? I mean, all you got to do is look. It's everywhere all around us. So nevertheless, thank you so much, and that's all I've got.